Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Bravo? Yeah, let's get our class started. First, can you guess what's in my hand? Nope. How about this time? Yes? What is it? Yes, it's a world map. So let's imagine if I were not teaching English, what subject would I teach? Exactly, geography. But today we're going to look at geography and elaborate on this topic from a brand new perspective. All right? So, first, let's take a look at what are we going to achieve today. First, you will practice gist and detailed listening abilities through progressive tasks. Then, through talking about the two problems mentioned in the video clip, you will enhance communicative competence as well as your critical thinking. Thirdly, certain words and expressions will be acquired and you will learn to differentiate two types of accents in English. Got it? Now, shall we start with our first video clip? As you can see in the PPT, this guy is called Daniel Raven Allison. Quite cute, huh? Okay, so he's a geographer and he has carried out a project. Now we need to listen and you'll have to find out what's the title of his project. Okay? Right. Are you ready? Let's check it out.
What would you see if you walked through your entire city taking a photo every 8 steps? What kind of places would you discover? This is how Daniel Raven Ellison does geography. He calls this project Urban Earth. Daniel Raven Ellison, an adventurer, author, filmmaker, and teacher, believes that geography is about much more than just learning where places are.
Okay, so after the watching, it's quite clear that the title is called Urban Earth. Exactly. So what does urban mean here? Urban relates to city or city life, and urban earth here means that he has explored different cities around the world. Right. Now, I'm wondering, have your curiosities been aroused that you may wonder why and how did he complete his project? Because if you do, we're moving on to the next part. Okay, and you'll have to judge whether these 4 statements here are true or false after the listening. Okay? So, if you're ready, here we go.
In 2008, Daniel explored 3 of the world's biggest cities, Mumbai, Mexico City, and London. Walking from one side of each city to the other, he took one photograph every 8 steps. Each photo was taken with a camera pointed straight in front of him.
That's a cute dog.
His goal is to take pictures of these cities to show what it's really like for the people who live there.
Okay, now let's check the answers one by one. The first one, in his film, Daniel has explored 3 cities, London, Melbourne, and Mexico City. True or false? False. Why? Because the second city should be in India instead of in Australia, right? So what's the name of the second city? Very good. It is Mumbai. So the first one, wrong. How about the second one? Walking from one side of the city to the other. Daniel took one photograph every 18 steps. True or false? False. Why? Not 18, not 80, but 8 steps. Exactly. So second one still false. And then the third one, each photo was taken with a camera pointed at different directions. True or false? False. Why? Because the camera is pointed straight in front of him. So the third one, still wrong. And the last one, through taking pictures, his objective is to show the real images of the cities to the residents there. True or false this time? True? Sounds like you have a disagreement here. Actually, the original sentence from the video clip should be his goal is to take pictures of these cities to show what it's really like to the people who live there. Here, we use a simple technique. Synonym substitution. That is to say, objective and goal have similar meanings. To show the real images means to show what it's really like. And residents are the people who live there. So this time, it is true, right? Okay, after enjoying the appetizer I've prepared for you in today's class, now the main course is coming and you'll have to move on to the next part and fill in the blanks one by one. Remember, you only have one chance, so make full use of that, okay? Now, here we go.
Urban Earth's all about going out, having an adventure and seeing what the biggest habitats on our planet are really like. Cities, the places that we live in.
Daniel believes that the bigger cities grow, the less we know about the many different parts of our cities and the people living around us. He says the little parts of each city we think we know are like bubbles. We don't actually know what's outside them and what the city is like for other people. By making his pictures into a film of each city, Daniel hopes to inspire us to walk around other people's communities. He wants us to work together to improve the city and to help people around us. He wants to show the world what these cities are really like, neighborhood by neighborhood.
All right, shall we check the answers? Okay, how about the first one, having an adventure? Perfect. And then the biggest habitats. Yes, we should put plural form here. And habitat actually means the living environment for animals or for human beings, right? So in terms of the people who live in this kind of environment, what do we call them? We call them habitants, okay, or a habitant, right? And move on, the bigger cities grow, the less we know, okay? Move on. Little parts of each city we think we know are like, yes, like this stuff, bubbles, and we don't move on? Actually, no, yes, and Daniel hopes to inspire us, which means to encourage us, right? To walk around other people's communities, still plural form here, not community, and then work together to improve the city. And the last one, neighborhood by neighborhood. Pay attention to the spelling, and it means that from door to door or from house to house, right? With all the blanks checked and filled, now I have a question for you. Can anyone sitting down there try to analyze the structure of this part? As you can see, the first sentence is said by Daniel himself, right, with the quotation marks. And actually, it serves as a function of general statement. Then it talks about the bigger cities grow, the less we know about the cities and people around us. Can you tell me what is it for this part? It is, the word starts with P. It's a problem. It's a problem. Why is it a problem? Think about it. As habitants, we kind of repeat our daily routines nearly every day, moving from the bubble of our home to the bubble of our office or to the bubble of our school. Take me as an example. I live and I work in the south part of the city. So within many years, I really don't know the changes happen in the north. As the city becomes bigger and bigger, I even don't know my neighbors in the community, let alone other parts of the city. And that is a problem. So everyone, due to the problem, what do we need? What do we need? Hallelujah, we need solutions, right? Okay, so let's move back to your handouts and try to find out what are the solutions provided by Daniel. The first one is he hopes to inspire us to, can we say it together? Walk around other people's communities. And then he wants us to work together to improve the city and help the people around us. The last one, he wants to show the world what these cities are really like. And as we can see that all the solutions are offered in the parallel structure. And for this whole part, it follows the pattern of problem and solution, right? So right now, let's put the structure stuff aside and think about a brand new aspect, pronunciation. Have you noticed the two different accents spoken by Daniel and the female narrator? Yes? So today we're going to learn two rules to distinguish the two main types of accents in English. Okay? Rule number one is called flap T. It often happens between vowel sounds or after a vowel. Basically, we would change the T sound into D. For example, this word in British English we will pronounce as city. Can you read after me? City. City. And how about American English? City. City. The second one, little. Little. And little. Little. Perfect. Last one, can you have a try? Yes, community and community. Perfect. Okay, and rule number two, non-rhoticity in Britain versus rhoticity in America. In British English, we don't usually pronounce the R sound if it is at the end of the syllable. However, we would pronounce the R sound in American English. That is to say, we would change the sound into For example, this word, in British accent, we would say author. Author. In American English, author. Author. Very good. And then adventure. Adventure. And then adventure, right? Adventure. The last one, let's say it together. Bigger. Bigger. And bigger. Bigger. Okay, so as you can see, the American accent sounds really casual, while the British one sounds a bit noble and very classy, right? Okay, so after the intensive learning from all these different aspects, we're moving on to the next part, which is also the last part. In the last part, a second problem is raised by Daniel, and all the possible and feasible solutions have already been given in your handouts. So, your last task is to listen only once and try to write down the problem. Okay? Okay? Right.
Urban Earth is an adventure that Daniel hopes others will go on. He wants people to go out of their houses and to discover places that they wouldn't normally go.
Adventures become this thing that people see on TV. There's amazing adventures to be had, places that are completely unknown to us, right outside our door.
He hopes everyone can explore their city and understand it better by experiencing it for themselves. For him, that's what geography and Urban Earth are all about.
Wow. Did you get the answer? So, what is the problem? Adventure is becoming this thing that people see on TV, and that is a problem. Now, everyone, please look at me. I'm going to ask you this time, how do you understand this problem? How to interpret this sentence? What's your understanding toward this problem? Pretty difficult, huh? Bear this question in mind, and I'm going to show you another two video clips. The first one is called London Fantasy. The other one is the Urban Earth of London. I hope you may find some inspirations after watching these two video clips. Okay? So let's check out the first one. Okay, and the second one, very fast and no sound. Pay attention. Okay, after the watching, I hope you're not even more confused, and I need you to try to find out the connections between the two video clips and the question, and I'm going to give you 1 minute to work with your partners to discuss about it, how to interpret this problem, okay? Right, so 1 minute for you. Please find your partners or group members. Have a try. Okay, now everyone, I'm going to ask someone to share his or her opinions about this question. Can this lady please have a try? Please use your microphone.
The first video, the London Fantasy,
Yes?
shares the whole view of the tourist sites and the directors and the camera vision. But the second one shares the idea of how we see the vision street by street.
Yes.
So basically, I think the adventure that we know, the term the adventure shows is more appropriate for the London Fantasy. But the real adventure that we can feel and we can know more is about London Earth.
Yes, so definitely you like or you prefer the second one. Right? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So, as we can tell, as just she said, the first video clip looks really interesting. The pictures are beautiful and well polished. However, the second one looks quite real, right? It tends to show the true images of London in different communities, neighborhood by neighborhood. And the adventure we usually see on TV comes from the first one instead of the second one. However, the first video clip can only provide us with one perspective and couldn't fully represent a place. So what we should do? We should try to connect with the world in a much more personal and meaningful way, just like Daniel did, right? We should explore the world by actually seeing it and experiencing it instead of just turning on the TV or tapping your finger on the mouse in front of the computer every day. We should what? We should go out and embrace the nature and feel the world by ourselves. Don't you agree? Yeah, so through today's class, we redefine two terms, geography and urban earth. And I think you've all got the idea that they are much more than just learning where places are. And you know what? There's a coincidence that over 1,000 years ago, a prestigious poet, Su Shi, in Song Dynasty, has expressed similar ideas in his poem, written on the wall at West Forest Temple. The 4 lines in his poem have perfectly demonstrated the themes we've discussed today. So your assignment after the class is to make a presentation based on the poem in different groups within 3 minutes. And 2 requirements for you. One is that you have to illustrate your point of view through concrete examples, through specific examples, since it is a little bit abstract to understand. And second, your presentation should involve the structure of problem and solution. Okay? So do you have any other questions for today's class? If no, I think I'm going to share with you one last sentence. Listen to one side. You probably would be ignorant. However, listen to different sides. I'm sure you will be enlightened. Okay? And I hope you enjoy the class and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay? Thank you. Hi.
I have two questions. The first question concerns the video clip, and the second will be on the activity.
Sure.
First, when we think about the video clip, we seem to have come to the conclusion by the end that we should explore the city with our own eyes. Okay, what we see on TV is not what we want.
Yeah.
Okay, but the problem is that we know that advertisers spend millions of dollars having their products, having their programs shown on TV. So why did these people spend so much money having their video programs shown on TV while leaving video programs or the pictures like Daniel took to the ordinary people in their own private offices or bedrooms? So, how can you explain this?
Yes, I think one of the crucial reasons is that first, we put a lot of commercials or advertisement or even signs in TV or on the road is that we would like to attract tourists to come from and to go to another country. For example, if I put very beautiful pictures from London or I put the beautiful advertisements or commercials on TV, that means I want you to come to my country. Think about I'm a British right now because I would like to invite you to my country. So it's sure that I have to show you the best perspective, the best side of my country. And the other thing is that we use a lot of beautiful pictures put in our bedrooms or put in our living rooms. I think it's just appreciating the art. We also want the most beautiful side. But what I mean today is that sometimes beautiful doesn't mean comprehensive. If you would like to see the comprehensive sides of one thing, you will have to explore that by yourself. Because sometimes I know a lot of students, they lack of experiences, life experiences or traveling experiences. When they see those kind of fancy advertisements on TV, they will feel confused, or they will see, okay, London is great, USA is great, I want to see the Statue of Liberty, I want to go to the developed countries. However, when they see other advertisements, for example, like Thailand or Nepal or even Cambodia, they say, okay, those countries are poor. I don't want to go to those countries because they are poor. I don't like that. Actually, I went to a lot of countries in the whole world. And what I feel is that, okay, London is great, and I've lived there for several years, but still, you have to see that in a comprehensive way, because there will be disadvantages of living in that country, and I want my students to know that. Also, I went to Cambodia, I went to India, and I went to Nepal, and I found out that they're not just poor. I can enjoy the beautiful wonders of the world. And I want to convey this message to my students so that they will be inspired and enlightened. And later on, when they look at different stuffs or try to deal with a problem in their life, they will be much more capable, and they won't be just benighted. They will be comprehensive. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. My second question concerns your teaching design. Actually, I observed many people, many teachers would like to ask a lot of questions,
Yes.
And then, when teachers are asking questions, normally do you expect that the teachers will hope that the students will provide correct answers or incorrect answers?
Okay.
So,
yes.
And when you are preparing for classes, what do you prepare? Do you prepare for correct answers or do you prepare for incorrect answers, and why?
Okay, thank you for your question. Actually, when I'm trying to design my tasks for this type of class of listening and speaking course, I'm using the TBL and communicative language teaching. I combine these two. And when I'm trying to consider the tasks, the grading content should be based on the linguistic and cognitive content. That is to say, the tasks should be graded from the easier ones to the more difficult ones, from the receptive skill like listening to the productive skill like speaking, from the input to output. So first, when I'm trying to offer them the tasks, I would definitely start from the easier ones. Why? Because building confidence is extremely important when they're trying to practice their listening skill and speaking skill. Also, I kind of can expect the answers from the students because when I'm designing a task, some of the tasks are easy. They can finish, and I'm sure I have the confidence that they will complete the task successfully. However, some of the tasks, they may need the group discussion or pair discussion to work that out. And also, if they're encountering a very difficult task, just what I did right now, I would provide them with clues. I would give them some hints to inspire their critical thinking. So, what I'm expecting my student is just to express themselves freely. They're not afraid of making mistakes. And even when they're making a little bit like grammatical mistakes while they're answering my question, I really encourage self-correction because I don't want to interrupt my students. I don't want to point out, okay, you're wrong. And what should be the correct answer is blah, blah, blah. I don't like this way. I will encourage self-correction from them. Probably I will repeat their answer or echo their answer one more time and let them realize what mistakes did they make. And then they probably will correct themselves. They will correct the mistakes by themselves. So this kind of way, they will definitely build up their confidence and always decrease their dependence on the teachers. So that is my answer. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.